So here we are, Blake, at Henri Matisse, the Cutouts at MoMA.
A little popular this show, maybe?
500,000 people plus at the Tate earlier this summer.
Okay,
you think we'll break the record?
You know me in popularity, right? If people like the art, it's got to be bad art.
Yeah,
That's my
don't.
basic line.
You don't like ice cream, I get that.
Right, give me anchovy ice cream. I think we're looking at a photograph. I think this whole show is mostly a show of photographs. Once these things have been glued flat onto a surface and can't change ever again, and they're taken away from Matisse, we're looking at documentation of performance, which makes them photographs.
You finally said something smart about Matisse. I think that's actually right. It wasn't necessarily intended to be finished work.
It was studies for other things.
And so in that way, not only is it similar to performance, but it's very similar to conceptualism.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It sort of antedates it. There's always the line, my 6-year-old could do this,
Yeah.
right? You know, but your 6-year-old could do this if he had another sort of like 78 years of experience being Matisse in this case.
It's a hell of a 6-year-old.
Hell of a 6-year-old.
Not just our job, but the job of every single person in this place is to unsettle Matisse.
Okay, that's also the job of beauty. There you go. Go ahead, squirm.
Mr. Beautiful.
You know, it's an active thing. You're an active participant in the experience. That's what the beautiful's about.
Then what's beauty for? It seems to me just that kind of becomes a catch-all. It means, you know what beauty means? It means I like it. If you say something's beautiful, you're basically just saying I like it.
No, it means you're overwhelmed by it. You know, that's what sublimity's about. There you're wrong.
So Christian, I think that this is the room that really gets what the Matisse cutouts are all about. They're dismembered bodies here. It seems to me this can be read just as easily about illness, about his inability to get into a swimming pool.
What we're doing here is talking about an old man who can't sort of exercise the hand in the way that he used to, but has found this medium to do what he used to be able to do and to communicate this almost synesthetic experience of being at a pool, right? And doing it at home.
Sure, Christian, that's excellent. You've got cliches happening. I'm proud of you. That's very good. I'm much more interested in a reading that sees this old man undermining his own art, undermining the cliches, or taking the cliches so far that they start falling apart.
The thing is that he managed to find a very tough way to put these kinds of experiences out in the world.
And if it's tough, it undermines them at the same time. That's important for me. Icarus, 1943, the fall of Icarus.
Unlike the other pieces, it's not glued, yeah? It's fastened by pins.
It still has its pins, which I think is really important.
If you take the pin away, it sort of falls apart.
Which is amazing.
It is amazing
for a
specifically with
masterpiece,
this piece. Oh,
an
yeah.
official masterpiece that is temporary.
It does give you the definitive sense of impermanence that a lot of other pieces don't give you in this show.
And it's about impermanence as an image at the same time, right? It's about falling out of the sky. It's about falling apart. It's all this stuff that's moving through space, and that's what the work is about. It's about the possibility of these pieces falling off.
Yes.
This is Matisse becoming nature, making things.
Yes.
And as a result, the things look natural.
Yes.
They're not perfectly symmetrical. They're accidental.
This is as natural as a piece of algae.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Which is what you want.
Formed with Matisse as God.
The artist as a god, eh?
Yeah, the artist says
And other
demiurge.
cliches.
Yeah,
Other cliches.
Yeah, thanks for the cliche, man.
All right.
My take on the Matisse cutouts is that they're all about something he did. They're not about the objects in this show at all.
This show is an amazing show of just the most easeful stuff that manages to squeeze out from elemental materials, just scissors and pins and paper.
They're about the performance, the making, that moment that's lost. And all these are is kind of sad little records of a moment from the past.
Just the most raucous kind of beauty. There's a real toughness in that. And it's amazing that someone, particularly this genius, sort of like took these materials to these heights, frankly.
What I miss, I guess, in this show is the sense you get from the photographs of utter chaos in Matisse's studio. I mean, these things were put on the wall with paintings, with drawings, with all sorts of stuff. It was a mess. And what I'd like to recapture is the sense of Matisse as messmaker.
I know Blake will freak out at the fact that he basically just talked in front of some cutout hearts, but I don't have any issue with that. I think that actually sort of makes these pieces stronger. Dealing with cliche, working through cliches for artists is often the point at which they're at their smartest. And I think Matisse proves that in this fantastic show.